50,000 miles. That's roughly 4 years of real ownership, 2 sets of tires, hundreds of supercharger stops, a dozen road trips, thousands of school runs, grocery hauls, and motorway commutes. And through all of it, one car, the Tesla Model Y. I bought this Model Y long range 4 years ago, and today, at exactly 50,000 miles, I'm giving you the most honest, most detailed long-term review you're gonna find anywhere. No PR spin, no brand deal. Just everything that went right, everything that went wrong, and the real numbers on what this car actually cost me to own. Let's start from the beginning, the honeymoon. The first year was honestly extraordinary. I don't use that word lightly. Coming from a petrol SUV, the Model Y felt like driving a spaceship. The acceleration, instant, silent, relentless, never got old. 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds in the long range. You press the accelerator and you're just gone. My kids called it the whoosh car for about 3 months straight. The 15.4-inch touchscreen was slick, navigation was excellent, and the over-the-air updates kept improving the car regularly. Sometimes I'd wake up and the car had new features I hadn't asked for. It felt alive in a way no other car I'd owned ever did. But, and there's always a but, the first few months also revealed some of the rougher edges of the Model Y. Panel gaps, slightly misaligned door trim on the rear passenger side, a small rattle from the rear window seal that took 2 service visits to fix, paint that within 6 months had already picked up stone chips on the rear doors. These weren't catastrophic problems, but they were a reminder that Tesla's build quality, even today, doesn't match what you'd expect from a $50,000 car from a traditional premium brand. The thing nobody warns you about. Let me tell you the thing nobody warned me about before I bought this car. Tires. The Model Y is heavy, around 4,400 pounds, and it delivers all of its torque instantly to those 4 wheels. The result? It eats tires faster than almost any other car in its class. I burned through my first set of factory Michelin tires at just 22,000 miles. The second set lasted to about 43,000 miles. By 50,000 miles, I'm on my 3rd set. Each full set cost me around $1,000 to $1,200. So in 4 years, tires alone have cost me roughly $2,400. If you're buying a Model Y and you haven't budgeted for aggressive tire replacement, budget for it now. Rotate every 6,250 miles. It extends the life significantly. I skipped a rotation once. I won't do that again. The good news on the other side, brake pads. Because of regenerative braking, where the car slows itself by converting kinetic energy back into electricity, I've barely touched the actual brake pedal in 4 years. At 50,000 miles, my brake pads still have over 70% of their life remaining. On my previous petrol SUV, I'd have replaced them twice by now. The real story. The question everyone asks me, the one that genuinely kept me up before I bought this car, how's the battery? Short answer, better than I expected. Much better. When I took delivery, my rated range at 100% charge was 330 miles. At 50,000 miles on a full charge today, my screen shows 318 miles. That's a loss of roughly 12 miles, about 3.6% degradation over 4 years and 50,000 miles. That is genuinely impressive. Real-world fleet data backs this up. Most Model Y owners report single-digit percentage degradation at this mileage. Tesla's own data shows average capacity loss of just 15% across their long-range fleet at 200,000 miles. So at 50,000, I'm right where the data says I should be. A few things I did that I believe helped. I charged to 80% for daily use, only bumping to 100% before long road trips. I avoid leaving the car sitting at near zero charge, and I've used DC supercharging for probably 20% of my total charging, mostly on road trips, and stuck to home AC charging the rest of the time. On the road, the supercharger network has been genuinely excellent. I've never been stranded. I've never waited more than 10 minutes for a stall. In 4 years, I've had exactly 1 charging fault, a single session that failed to initiate, which resolved itself when I unplugged and tried again. One honest note, winter range. In cold weather, real-world range can drop 25 to 30%. Not a Tesla problem specifically, it's physics. It affects every EV, but it's real, and it's worth knowing. Preconditioning the battery while plugged in before a winter drive helps significantly. What broke?
the honest bit. This is the section you came for. What actually broke? In 4 years, in 50,000 miles, here is my complete list of issues. 1. That rear window rattle I mentioned at the start, fixed under warranty on the second service visit. Never came back. 2. At around 18,000 miles, a door handle on the front passenger side started sticking intermittently. Tesla Mobile Service came to my driveway and replaced it in about 40 minutes, covered under warranty. 3. At 31,000 miles, a software update caused an intermittent issue with the reverse camera displaying a slightly delayed image. Tesla pushed a follow-up OTA fix within 2 weeks. I never visited a service center for this. 4. My cabin air filter was replaced at the 2-year mark, as Tesla recommends. Cost me $80 including fitting. 5. At 47,000 miles, just before the basic warranty expired, I noticed a small creak from the driver's seat bolster. Reported it. Tesla replaced the seat foam under warranty. That is it. No motor issues, no battery issues, no suspension failures. No major electrical problems. For a car with 50,000 miles, that is an exceptional reliability record. Total out-of-pocket repair costs in 4 years, excluding tires, $80 for a cabin air filter. The trade-off is that when Tesla does need to do work, you are entirely dependent on their service network. There are no independent garages that can touch the software, and parts availability can still be slow. I waited 3 weeks for the seat foam replacement because the part had to be shipped. That's the Tesla ownership reality. Mostly smooth, occasionally frustrating.
Real cost of ownership. Let's talk real money. Here's my actual 4-year cost breakdown. Electricity for 50,000 miles of home charging, approximately $1,800 total, or about 3.6 cents per mile. Compare that to a similar-sized petrol SUV at current fuel prices. You're looking at roughly $7,000 to $8,000 in fuel for the same distance. Tires, $2,400. Cabin air filter, $80. One brake fluid check at 4 years, required by Tesla, cost me $120. Total maintenance and running costs over 4 years, excluding insurance and the purchase price, approximately $4,400. A comparable petrol SUV over the same period, fuel, oil changes, filters, brake services, coolant flushes would likely run $11,000 to $13,000. The Model Y is genuinely cheaper to run. Not marginally, significantly. The catch is insurance, which for the Model Y runs higher than average due to expensive repair costs and specialist parts. My premiums averaged about $2,800 a year. That's a real number worth factoring in. Depreciation is also worth mentioning. Tesla cut prices significantly in 2023 and again in 2024. Which hurt resale values for earlier owners. My car is worth notably less today than it was 2 years ago, not because of mileage or condition, but because of Tesla's own pricing decisions. That's a unique risk with this brand that you simply don't face with BMW or Toyota in the same way. Living with it, the stuff that matters. Beyond the numbers, what's it actually like to live with, day to day for 4 years? Autopilot on motorways remains one of the genuinely great features in any car at any price. 4 years of long drives, and it has made every single one measurably less exhausting. The system has improved significantly over the years via OTA updates. It's not perfect, it occasionally brakes for phantom hazards, and it doesn't handle complex urban junctions well, but on open roads, it is excellent. The interior holds up well. The white vegan leather seats I opted for show wear around the driver's bolster, but nothing I'd call unacceptable. The screen is as responsive as day one. The minimalist design that some people find cold, I've come to genuinely appreciate. There's nothing to rattle, nothing to fade, nothing to crack. The boot space is exceptional for the class. Frunk plus rear cargo equals massive real-world practicality. As a family car, it has been flawless. What I miss from a traditional car? Physical controls for the fan and heated seats, still slightly annoying on the touchscreen. The lack of Apple CarPlay,
I've adapted, but I'd still prefer to have it. And occasionally, the software just does something unexpected. A setting changes after an update, a feature behaves differently that would simply never happen in a conventional car. So, 50,000 miles, 4 years. Would I buy it again? Yes, without hesitation. Not because it's perfect, it isn't. The paint is too soft, the tires wear too fast, the service network can be slow, and Tesla's pricing decisions made me feel burned on depreciation in a way I didn't see coming. But the driving experience, the running costs, the battery longevity, the technology, taken together, nothing else in this segment comes close to offering the same package at this price. At 50,000 miles, this car feels solid. It feels current because the software keeps it that way. And honestly, it still puts a smile on my face every single time I drive it. That's not something I can say about many cars at this mileage. The Tesla Model Y at 50,000 miles, still the one to beat.